them out. Our legs straight. That works. A nice long warm up for our upper body, as this week has been focusing on our upper back, moving our way up our back this month. Maybe you're feeling some progress. All right, let's roll those shoulders back. We can have our palms up or down. Kind of depends on how you're feeling. Maybe a little more open. You can have the palms up if you're feeling like you would like to be grounded a little more, palms down on the knees. Closing our eyes. Letting go of your day. Softening your shoulders. Letting go of any tension that might have built up in our jaw. Keeping our core on and strengthened while we notice a few deep breaths. In through the nose and out through the nose. We'll do 2 different breathing techniques this morning. Ujjayi breath and some alternate nostril breathing. So the first one, you can practice by pretending your hand is a mirror and first trying to fog it up with your mouth. And then try to do the same thing with your nose. So it's a little bit of a louder breath. It also has been known to be called Darth Vader breathing, if it sounds like that. So we're inhaling through the nose and out through the nose. We can bring our hands back to our knees and focus just on the breath. Using our breath like an anchor today. Whenever our mind wanders, we can bring it back. And then our alternate nostril breathing. You can try it first with your hands if you want to. We'll bring your rock on hands out, thumb and pinky finger come up. Sure, hang 10, whatever this is. Blocking our left nostril with our thumb, breathing in through the right. We block that nostril with our pinky and blow out the other side. Now we breathe in on this side. Block and blow out the other side. And we start to move side to side, alternating. The breath is going in one side, going out the other, going back in that side and out the other side. If you don't want to use your hands, you don't have to. You can just try to focus and do it just with your thinking. Wonderful. A couple fun breathing techniques to practice. Let's start our warm up. Inhale, reaching up. We'll touch our thumbs together up at the top and back down towards Mother Earth. Inhale, sweeping back up. And now we'll tip over to your left. So left hand down. We look underneath the right elbow, sweeping both of our arms back up and tipping over to the other side. Sweeping back up and we'll tip again. Lengthening our spine each time we come up and then tip over. On our next one, we'll add a twist, left hand over to your right knee, gently looking over your right shoulder. Then we'll reach both arms up again and twist over to the other side on a breath out. And again, one more twist either side, and we'll put that all together. Letting go of all competition today. All right, let's bring our arms up. Breathe in. Breathe out, hands towards the mat. Breathe in, reach up. Let's tip over to your right this time. Right hand reaches long, we tip over. Our breath in brings us back up, and our breath out takes us over to the other side. Now we reach up, twist over to your right. Breathe in and twist over to your left. Now both of our hands will come back behind us. Let's open up across our chest. Breathe in. And breathe out, hands to heart, a little bow towards the earth. We'll do that warm up again. Breathe in, reaching up. Breathing out, tipping over to your left. So this could be done on a chair as well, all the way over to the other side. Twisting over to one side. Be really gentle. Of course, we're still just warming up. Other side, twist. And then the chest expansion, opening across our hearts, and the tip forward. Amazing. Now reaching both of our arms up, we will bring our right hand up, left hand over to your right knee. And now your left shoulder towards your left knee. Breathe, listen to the body. We'll come back up and do a cat and a cow here seated. Exhaling cat, inhaling cow. Come back to a neutral spine. Reach the left arm up, right hand across, and bring the right shoulder towards your right knee. All the way back up. Let's do cat and cow. So this is an option if you don't want to come to all fours for your cat and cow this morning. Otherwise, yes, we are going on to all fours for cat and cow today. We've got some space between our fingers, or fists for wrists if that feels a little bit better for you. Or another modification you could make with blocks if you're really taking care of those wrists. Your hands just rest over your block. So let's start to move through our cat and our cow. Put some space between our knees. They're stacked right underneath our hips. Drawing energy up from the earth. One vertebrae at a time. Letting go of any expectations today that you might set on your body or on your day in general. One more amazing cat pose and one more cow. Back to child's pose if that's okay for your knees. Of course, you could move up into downward facing dog if you wanted to, or you can stay here, child's pose, or even all fours. Good job. We'll be coming back up, and this time turning our left fingertips, it's hard to see, this way, and the other hand that way for our cat and cow. So some fun change for your cat and cow for your upper body. Then we exhale into cat, inhale into cow. See how that feels different in your upper back? One more cat, one more cow. And we'll be moving into spinal balance, and I'll show you the option to do it so there's no pressure on your wrists. So first off, getting ourselves set up with the flow, right arm forward, left foot back, and then to all fours. So you're flowing side to side. So opposite hand and foot, breathing in as we lift up, breathing out as we come back to all fours. If you're taking care of your wrists, could be on your chair, lifting arm and leg opposite, or you could be on your back doing your dead bug flow or upside down spinal balance. A few different options for you. Let's got a nice long warm up for the spine today. So about 5 more breaths. And we'll be going into a forearm plank on the next one. Kneeling forearm plank. So our hips are lower or on the same level as our shoulders. We're looking right now kind of in between our two hands. And there's a little bit of tension between the shoulder blades. You can stay here and hold for the next 5 breaths, or we're going to do some hip drops. Right hip goes over to one side, then you lift it back up and go over to the other side. Strengthening our upper body, engaging our core muscles. So some other modifications, you could go into a full plank if you want to, or just stay here in your forearm plank, being nice. Last one. We'll bring our bellies right to the mat and we open up into Sphinx Pose. All righty. Let's take our palms together or create a little diamond. Take a little rest here. Rock your hips side to side. And we'll stay here and rest or move through some flowing cobra poses with cup hands so that we're using our back to lift us up. Inhale, lift up, peel the chest. Exhale, place the chest back down on the mat. Inhale, lift and peel. Exhale, down. All on your own, taking as many breaks as you want to, going as high as you want to, but making sure to listen to the body. We're drawing those shoulder blades down to hug the spine. Last one. Now we'll push back up to a regular kneeling plank. So our hips and our chest come off at the same time. One fluid, strong motion to come up, and child's pose, breathe out. You can have a wide leg child's pose if that feels better, a little bit more space between your knees to reach your backside towards your heels. Breathe. Or of course, downward facing dog if you're wanting to do that today. All right, we'll lift our gazes up and draw our hands in about 2 hand prints. So 1 and 2. That right hand will stay forward and our left hand's going to go back behind our head. You can even hold on to it and we open up one side. So pull back if something doesn't feel good. So we want to sit right back towards our heels right now. Yeah, there you go. And then we'll try the other side. Left hand down. You could have your hand on your low back. That's a good option too, so that you do keep that low back flat and you're twisting in the upper part of your body. Amazing. All right, let's come back to all fours or fists for wrists. We're almost done on our wrists, Pauline. I know you're taking care of your wrists at home there. Just finding a nice neutral spine. Drawing the belly button up and towards the spine. Feeling our weight dispersed into our feet, our knees, and our hands. Wonderful. So let's now move all the way up into either staying in all fours or going into downward facing dog today. So downward dog, all fours, or if you're at home on a chair, downward dog at the wall, or downward dog on your chair. We'll be walking our feet up towards our hands to come into a forward fold. As much of a bend as you want to have in your knees. Take your time. Once we get here, we'll let our head be heavy. Keep our knees softly bent. Shaking our head no again to any judgment on our bodies with our own thoughts. And let's flow through halfway lift, coming halfway up, hands to shins or behind the knees, and we'll sweep back down. 4 or 5 more of those, engaging the upper back as that focus today. It draws us up, those shoulder blades come around the spine, and then we go back down. Last one, holding here and breathing. And on our next exhale, bending our knees and coming into chair pose, bringing our hands to heart. And let's flow through chair pose and forward fold. Exhaling, forward fold, inhaling, chair. All on your own. And when you're ready, we'll be sweeping all the way up, big breath up into a standing mountain pose, grabbing our right hand, tipping over to one side, stretching our wrist out now. And then over to the other side, where you're on your chair, of course. We'll bring our hands to our shoulders, bring our elbows up towards our shoulder height, and then draw them together. Exhale and inhale, open. Exhaling, closing, inhaling, opening. So some layers you can add on to this. Of course, closing our eyes helps to keep our awareness within our own body. Could be seated on a chair or on the floor. This will be our last one. We'll keep our elbows open and bring our hands back behind us. Soften our knees and tip over to one side, reaching that elbow up towards the ceiling, keeping our elbows wide. Engage the core muscles, lift ourselves back up and tip over to the other side. Feel the openness on the left side of your rib cage or whichever side is facing up towards the ceiling. And bring it back. We'll reach up into extended mountain or hold your head if your neck isn't feeling great. And a small back bend if that feels okay. Hands to heart. All right, moonflowers and sunflowers, left foot back. Turning our toes out towards the long edge of our mat. Breathe in, reach up. Breathe out, let's flow through our sunflowers. Exhale down, inhale up. Bending the knees. Think of really widening across the chest this morning, drawing your elbows right back towards your back pockets, widening across the heart, strengthening between the shoulder blades. Eyes open or close, and if you'd like to add sunflowers, you can, that hinge towards the mat. But of course, maybe that doesn't feel great for your blood pressure. You can keep your head up above your heart. Find that circle if you can with your hands, pinkies at the bottom, create a great big circle, thumbs at the top. Feel the connection to the earth, through the air, through the anchoring of the feet. Last one. We'll rise up, straightening our legs, bringing our palms together at the top. Breathe. We want to make sure our knees aren't locked. And then we'll bend our knees, keeping our hands up if possible. If not, hands come to heart. Shift the hips back a little bit. And you can stay here or hinge now. Palms reach forwards and our gaze goes towards the mat. I forget the name of this pose. It's horse, it's elephant, something like that. And rise back up. Hands come to our hips. Woo. Turn our toes more towards the long edge of your mat. And now we'll move into albatross. We haven't even done sun salutations yet. Bend our knees. Wings go wide. And then we hinge again. So the palms face the floor. Our pelvic floor is strong, engaged. We're pressing into both of our feet. Straighten it up. Come on up. Unless you want to stay there a little longer. Oh, yeah. Step up to the top of our mats. Now we're ready for our sun salutations. So today's options for sun salutations is the flow down to the mat, which I'll show a couple times. If you don't want to flow down to the mat, then once we get to lunge, you just stay in your lunge until we come back up. Lots of options. Okay, up to the top of our mat, we'll find some space between our feet. Anchoring down right into the soles of our feet. We always want to have some space between them for a nice strong foundation. Breathe in, let's reach up towards the sun. Breathe out, dive towards the earth. Forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Bending our knees, left foot back. You can have a kneeling lunge or a full lunge. And you can stay in the lunge position for the next, I think it's about 8 breaths, or come with me to child's pose or down dog. You can hold your lunge or downward dog or flow now into a plank, full or kneeling plank. You can hold that plank or go right to your belly. Or again, you could still be in lunge or down dog. Moving up into cobra or holding whatever pose feels good for you. Back to your bellies. Then we'll press to a kneeling plank and downward facing dog again. Or all fours. If down dog doesn't feel great, just erase it from your practice. Let's bring the right foot up between the hands. So maybe you grab it behind the ankle, walk it on up. Full or kneeling lunge. So if you're still in your lunge, we're back. And now forward fold, breathe out. There's still space between our feet. Halfway lift, we'll breathe in and fold, breathe out again, relax the neck. Breathe in, sweep all the way up, press into your feet, anchor to the earth, chair pose, breathe out. Breathe in, sweeping up again. Breathing out into mountain pose, strong and steady. Let's do it again. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, dive forward. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. This time, bending our knees, taking our right foot back. Full lunge or a kneeling lunge. We rise up. You can stay in your lunge and strengthen your legs until I get back here, or go to downward dog or child's pose or all fours. You can hold down dog or lunge, or now move into a plank, full plank or kneeling plank. Hold or flow down to your belly. Open up into cobra, or maybe you're still in a plank or down dog of your choice. Back to your belly, kneeling plank, and down dog or all fours. Left foot will take its time to come up between the hands. You can walk it up. Rise up to our lunge, engage the core. Forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Sweep all the way up, breathe in. Oh, it feels amazing. You could add a back bend if you want to, and then go into your chair pose. All the way back up. And then in our mountain pose, we've got one more sun salutation. Sweep up to the sky. Dive towards Mother Earth. Engage the core, halfway lift. Fold, relax the back. Bend the knees, left foot back. Could be holding your chair here. Finding your lunge, either full lunge or on your chair. Moving back to down dog or child's pose or all fours. You can hold in the choice of lunge or down dog or something else, or move into plank, full or kneeling. Hold there, go right to your belly, up dog or cobra. Back to your belly. Then we'll push to kneeling plank, and then back to down dog or all fours. We'll look up between our hands and bring that right foot up between the hands. Take your time. Choose your lunge, knee up or down, breathe in, and forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lift, inhale, those shoulders reach around the spine, fold again. Breathe all the way back up. Exhale to chair. Back up, breathe in. Exhale to mountain. So we will do just one more, so we're not lopsided. Sun salutations, big breath up. Dive and fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Bending our knees, right foot back. Choose your lunge as you inhale, full or kneeling, and then holding here or flowing back to down dog, child's pose, or all fours. Holding or flowing, full or kneeling plank, all the way or halfway down, up dog or cobra. Back to our bellies, and then kneeling plank, full plank, and then downward facing dog. Looking up between the hands, the left foot coming up. We rise into whatever lunge feels best for us. And forward fold, push off your back foot, anchor through the front foot. Halfway lift, inhaling, folding, breathing out. All the way up, breathe in. Exhale to chair. Back up, breathe in. Exhale, hands come back behind us. Let's open up into chest expansion on a breath in. And if you want to, you'll do a fold or you'll stay up. Listen to the body. Choose what feels right for your body in this moment. And that might change day to day, moment to moment. When you're ready, we'll release those hands, come all the way up. And mountain pose. All right, sun salutations. Check that off our list for today. And we'll move on. If you need to grab a drink or a towel. I know it's hot in here. I'll turn the fan on actually, as long as you don't mind, Karen. Okay. Okay, good. I like having the fan on. that heater over there goes all day. It's just pumping out the warm air.
This is still the nicest spot.
It is.
I love this spot.
Thanks. I know. It's nice to kind of look out that window.
It's just so inviting.
Light is good. Mhm. Okay, ladies at home. I hope you have as much natural light as we do today. That's a worry. Okay, let's move into a little round of work now, the strength portion of our practice. Now that we're nice and warm, right foot up to the top of our mat, our left foot will go back, and then we're in a lunge at first. Bending our right knee and making sure that knee is safe. So an unsafe knee would be like this, or like that. Ow. So keep it right towards the middle of your foot. And you want to be able to see your big toe. So another thing is you don't want to have your knee blocking your view of your feet. The knee is on top of our heel. We're moving into cactus arms today. Widening across our chest, keeping our core strong. And then if it feels okay, closing our eyes. So in lunge, that's difficult because our heel is high. We don't have that other anchor, but we'll get to warrior two in just a second where we can anchor down. All right, heel goes down and we open up into warrior two. So our right knee is still bending and it's still safely either on top of our heel, our right knee is bending on top of our heel, or maybe a little bit behind it. We'll relax our shoulders. And then turn our back palm up and look down our back palm. Picture a little bird back there. A teeny little chickadee or a bird of your choice resting on your finger. We want to keep that hand as steady, our breath as steady as we can, our hand as steady as we can. We'll bring our hand palm face back down, bring our right elbow in front of us, our left elbow underneath. And this is where we can choose to give yourself a hug, elbows up, or eagle arms, palms together. Do what feels right. Remember, you're never stuck if your legs aren't feeling wonderful. You want a little break, straighten it out, and come back in. Open it up again. Lift our back heel as we come to face our front foot again in our lunge. So if you feel like that back foot's too far, just walk it in a bit. Now our palms are facing each other, and now we'll reach them back. They still face each other as we hinge forward, looking over our front toe. And then the palms face the mat as we open across the chest and reach back. Building lots of strength in our right glute, our right ankle, but we're still taking some of the weight in our back foot. Step all the way to mountain. Take a little rest. Big breath up. And a big full forward fold exhale. Bending now your left knee, left hand towards the mat or the block, or just towards the floor. And your right hand will reach up and sweep up. So we should feel the stretch now in that leg that we worked really hard. Forward fold. From here, stepping the right foot back, bending our right knee and rising up into our lunge on the other side. So we come up with or without your chair. You could have a chair underneath your left thigh here, and you check in with your knee alignment on this side. Safety and quality over quantity or even depth. Breathe, check in. How does it feel to try to close our eyes in this position? Our core has to work a little harder to keep us here. And we'll move into warrior two. Right heel goes down. We open up our hips. We make sure that knee hasn't followed us. So it's still right where it was, softening through our shoulders. We can start with our gaze down your left hand, your front hand towards me. We reach those fingertips in one direction, the other ones are reaching back. And then we'll take our gaze to our back hand, turn that palm up. Maybe it's the same bird, maybe it's something different, maybe it's a feather. Holding steady, breath full. Turning our palm down, we'll bring our chin and our chest back around. Lift that back heel, come back to our lunge. Whew. So we build up the strength in our left leg at the moment, and we'll move into our lunge with the palms first reaching back as our hinge starts to come forward. And then we open up, palms face the floor, and they're reaching back kind of towards the back edge of your mat or the back edge of the room. Our core is locked on, strong and steady. Forward fold, breathe out. This time bending our right knee, right hand towards the mat of the block, and reaching our left arm up. Stretch and breathe. Can modify all of these poses seated on a chair. Can skip any of them that don't feel good for you. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out again. All the way up, breathe in. Grab our elbows or your forearms and tip over. Oh, it feels lovely. So take your time. We'll tip over to one side and then tip over to the other side. And it does feel like a good idea just to forward fold in that one too. The weight of your body, of your upper body, helping to stretch. You can rock side to side, holding your elbows. Amazing. All right, let's sweep all the way up. Bring our hands to our hearts. That's more goddess action. So stepping back so that we can face our windows along the edge of the mat. Bending our knees. Creaking and cracking. All right, so check in with your knees again. So most likely, if you were to look down the inside of each knee, you can see your big toe. If not, try to engage the outside of your thighs a little bit more and push them open a little bit more. All right, palms come up together at the top. Quads are feeling the love. I wasn't even going to do quad work until next month, but we snuck it in there. You can stay here or deepen and hinge into our goddess pose a little more. And our hands will come to our thighs. Oh, take a little rest. Let's press our right hand into our right knee and drop our right shoulder down. And then other side. Oh, so nice. All right, bring it up. Let's TikTok those feet together. Yeah, you're like bring those feet together, right together. Turn your toes up towards me. We'll do a couple twisted chairs, and then we'll make our way. Yeah, we better make our way down onto the mat soon. So on or off your chair, but our knees together, our feet together today for the twisted chair. We'll bend our knees, and we're all about our knee alignment today. So we don't want those knees to be in front of our toes. The weight is shifting back slightly and more into your heels really, but there's still some in your toes. Our hands can be at our heart. You can press your palms together and engage your chest muscles. Or we can add our twist on today, where we start, actually let's straighten the legs because my quads are really sore from this morning. Whenever I straighten, you don't have to, but I am just going to straighten a few extra times today, and then we come back down. Okay. So as we add in our twists today, we want to make sure that one knee is not twisting in front of the other knee. So if that happens, you might have to pull back a bit. Straighten out if you want to, or stay in your chair. Right hand to left thigh, left hand to low back. You can open up the chest for your twist. Or forearm across both knees. Here or here or here. Or elbow across or hand down. Those are all of your options, whichever one you want to do. My legs. We're working towards 3, maybe 5 breaths, and we're going to take a forward fold whenever you're ready. Once we get to our forward fold, we'll halfway lift, breathe in, and exhale back to that chair, knees together. All right, choose wherever you want your chair, your twisted chair to be today. As deep of a bend as you want to. That'll bring your forearm closer to your knees if your knees are bent more, or you just have your hand reaching across. You can have your whole arm across your knees or your elbow and check in with your knees. They're lined up. Forward fold, breathe it out. Let the head be heavy. Any negative energy, any thoughts that aren't serving you in a good way, let them fall out of your head, right out the window. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Sweep all the way up, breathe in. Hands to heart. Okay, so we have 2 balance poses to do today. I think we'll skip dancer today, unless you really want to do it. There's a modification for our dance. Everyone's like, we might want to block if we're going to do our dancer today, but we'll see. We'll do eagle first. We'll walk our right knee around. We're squeezing our inner thighs together, or you're bringing your foot back behind your calf or just towards a block, but this left knee is bending. So you're on your eagle legs. And then our right elbow comes up, our left elbow goes under. Now this is where you can choose to have that extra anchor with your foot, give yourself a hug, or move into eagle arms, palms together. So choose your eagle. Do you know there's only 2 eagles that are native to North America? All the rest of came here from somewhere else. So that's your tidbit today. Open up. Other side. Bring it around and choose your eagle on this side. You can keep your anchor with your toe, 2 points of contact, or bring it back. So if your left knee's on top, left elbow, sweep the right under. Give yourself a hug or eagle arms. So it's challenging to do the arms here because they're blocking your gaze. That can be some of the hardness with eagle. You want to be able to focus your gaze on something that's not moving. Open up your wings, separate your feet. We're going to skip dancer. I'm just going to do a hip mobility drill. Not a drill. Shouldn't call it a drill in yoga. Let's lift our left knee. You can have your hands out for balance. Then open it to the side. Now start to turn it and reach it back and step back into a lunge. Wonderful. Bring it back up and other side. So we're bringing our hip here, then we're opening it, then we're turning it and reaching back into a lunge. We'll do 1 or 2 more on each side. Step up. It's harder if your hands are not out, so we lift, open, step back, and step forward. Lift, open, step back. Great job. Forward fold, exhale. Yeah. So now we can step back to all fours or right onto a seated position. We're going to move into, you know what, let's go right into boat. So take yourself onto your backside, grab a drink of water. If you don't want to get off your chair, you can always sit on, I'll show boat on your chair too. Okay, So focusing on our upper back in our boat pose today, we can have our feet up or down off the mat on blocks or not, whatever works. Our arms are up today, palms facing towards me, even touching our thumbs together if you want to. You don't have to take your feet off if it doesn't feel good. We'll keep our chest wide and now draw our elbows towards our ribs. Give them a little touch and then reach it back up. And flow between these two movements of your arms. Each one has our chest wide. Picture your back, your upper back. Think of all those muscles that are working right now. Your shoulders. And then we'll give our core a little break. Let's extend our feet and go into a forward fold. Just gonna have a bend in your knees if that feels better for your fold. Hanging out here for a few more breaths. Amazing. Walk those hands up. Butterfly pose. Unless you're taking care of your knees, then you may feel better off in a wide leg forward fold. Toes. So heels can be as close as you want them to be to your groin. There can be as much space as you want. You could have your feet out in the diamond shape because we're going to hinge forward if that feels better for your hips. Or if you're taking care of your knees, you can be in your wide leg fold and your reach forward. All right, let's lift up our hearts, our chests. How do we feel about, we're going to do pigeon today because we don't normally do pigeon in this class. We're doing it today. That's happening. Yeah, so sometimes we do figure 4 on our backs to take the pressure off our knee, but we're going to do pigeon today. So your left knee is going to stay here. And your right foot's going to start to walk back until you can bring your kneecap onto the mat. So your hips end up facing towards the short edge of your mat. And your left knee is out on an angle to the corner of your mat, the outside edge of your mat. Yeah, well, you don't have to bring your foot out. Be nice to your knee by keeping, I like to keep my foot pretty close to my groin and then the knees out this way. So we try not to have it here so that you're on your backside. There we go. Okay. There's no right or wrong. It looks, does it feel right?
Yeah, it feels good.
Good, there we go. Then we're in our pigeon pose. If you can stay here, come down to your forearms. You start to feel a big stretch in your left hip glute area. Make modifications if you need to. If you want to block, lift up your head or your hand and I can bring you one and that would slide underneath your backside. So keep it up a bit. Yeah?
I'm gonna stay out anyway.
Okay. Breathe. Amazing. All right, so let's lift back up onto our forearms. You guys rock. If you want to try something even funner today, bend and straighten your back leg. Sometimes you've really got to think about that focus, but usually we're not as hard on our knees today, but Bernie took the day off, so you're getting a little bit more work on your knees. Let's drop our hip down. Sweep our right foot around to the front. All right, single leg, forward fold instead of the 2 leg. So we reach forward. And if you'd like to increase the stretch on the one side of your back, this left hand, I'm going to walk over a little bit more to the outside of your, or whichever leg you have forward. We'll walk it on back. Whew. Okay, So we're gonna bend this right knee, sweep the left leg back this time for your pigeon pose on the other side. So now your right knee is out on an angle from your body. If everyone's doing okay at home, right angle out on your body, your left kneecap and the top of your left foot is on the mat. So that keeps that hip forward. Take your time if you want to walk that foot back a little bit. It'll increase the stretch. You can stay here on your arms or go down to your forearms or go down a little bit closer to the mat. Whatever works. You want to just feel this pose in your right hip, most likely in your glute area. This is a great stretch for your lower back. Are you feeling it, Karen?
Not in my lower back, in my hip joint, but it's a lot easier on one leg.
Yeah, yeah, one side is going to be a lot tighter than the other. This is a nice pose to do at home. Well, as long as you're warm, you can put a pillow underneath your belly, snuggle it up. You can stay in this pigeon pose a couple more breaths or come back up onto your hands and work towards bending and straightening that back leg. So that's a hamstring workout down the back of your leg. Take your time if something isn't feeling good, and then we'll pull back, bring that right cheek to the mat, sweep it all the way, left foot around. You can reach up and go towards the foot for our forward fold and choose to reach over onto one side if you want to, but you don't have to. Just make modifications as much as you want to. If your knees aren't feeling so good, you could have both feet forward for forward fold. All right, my friends, we'll be making our way onto our bellies. So if you want to face me, bring those feet back. And bring our bellies, our chests down to the mat for some locust. Oh, my poor mat's falling apart. Into our locust pose. So this is where we have plenty of options. You can have hands in front to help you lift, or you can have hands up in front for locust. So let's reach them up, either cup hands. If it feels good for you, lift your kneecaps up. Or if you're taking care, you want a little extra love for your upper back, hands are here. Now try not to just clench your cheeks too hard. So instead of, think of, you know, that clench of shoving this block forward, think of the muscles that I would be using to draw the block backwards. So you're still engaging, but you're not really clenching. And release, unless you haven't already. That was a long time in locust, apologies. Take a moment, if it feels good, rock your hips side to side. Belly to belly with Mother Earth, feel that energy. All right, we'll slide our hands closer to our rib cage, and our elbows will come to try to hug together at the back. We can stay here, or we'll work on a few little lifts. So we press into our hands and lift. Really small movement up and down, strengthening our triceps, lengthening and peeling our chest up, and then placing it back down on the mat. Last one, my friends, and we'll be rolling over onto our backs. So take your time to roll over onto your back. Great job. Draw the knees into chest. Take a well-deserved rock side to side for that lower back. This is like an upside down child's pose. It's a great stretch for your back. All righty. We'll do one bridge pose if that feels good for your back. If not, then just continue to rock side to side. We'll press into our feet, lift our backside up, move into bridge. Stretching the front of our body, but strengthening the back. Releasing a little bit of the tension again, right in the backside, not all of it, but it's not just a huge clench. Slowly, gently lower that spine down onto the mat. Great job. Let's drop our knees from one side and then the other. Still massaging the lower back if that feels good. And then moving into our spinal twist, extending our right leg long and drawing the left knee over and across the body, or we can anchor our shoulder blades back down into our twisted position. Take your time. If this doesn't feel good, you can do any other different type of twist that does feel good for your body, or skip the twist altogether, especially if you're taking care of your backs today. We can switch sides for our twist. Take your time. Wonderful. So work on trying to stay present in 4 or 5 breaths until you make your way back. And our Shavasana for today could be our regular Shavasana, or maybe legs up a wall. There's plenty of wall space. If you want to move to a wall, you can. Take your time, add in any other poses that might feel good for you today. If you want to do legs up a wall, let me just quickly show you. The best way to get your booty on the wall is to come to it on your side and then sweep your feet up. Okay. Do you want to bolster anything for underneath too, Karen?
Yes.
Haha. Okay, you ladies online, just set yourself up. So Karen's gonna get up there. And then let's bend your feet, bend your knees so you can lift up so I can slide this under. There you go. Want one, Sharon? Yeah, okay, so you want to,
Sounds good.
so you want to press your feet into the wall so that you can lift up. There you go. Yeah. Get comfortable and your legs up a wall, or maybe you're on your back and I'll guide you through a meditation. Take as much time as you want to. You're never stuck in a pose. You can come out of it if it feels better to find something else. Come to a comfortable position, a place of peace. Take a moment or as much time as you need to bring your awareness to the natural rhythm of your breathing. Inhale slowly and smoothly, allowing the breath to travel deeply into the low belly. Pause and exhale slowly and smoothly, releasing the breath from the body through your nostrils or your mouth. Continuing to breathe, drawing the air slowly and smoothly into the belly, and then back up and out. There may be periods of silence or spots during this practice where you might not hear my voice, but I'm still here. Any last minute adjustments, make them now. Feel the breath once again flowing in and flowing out. Softening your face and your jaw to allow the breath to flow smoothly in and smoothly out. Softening our eyes and our shoulders. Let the entire body feel relaxed, heavy, weighted, and secure to the earth. Now slowly coming back to the sound of my voice. Continue to breathe and let any distracting thoughts float away from you, right out the window. Feel the breath as it enters with a cool feeling, flows down into the lungs, fills the lungs, and bring that energy in. Breathing at your own pace. Waiting, noticing the breath as it warms, as it travels down into the lungs, and fill the lungs with a deep inhale, bringing in energy and vitality. As you exhale, feel the body releasing toxins, stress, and negativity. Stay with this breath, focusing on the feeling of deep peace. Begin to notice the energy that is in the body. Become aware of the warmth and tingling of every tiny cell that composes your entire being. Feel the energy that is in your environment right now. Moving out and feeling every part of nature and in every living thing. Bringing all of those energies together and feeling them as one. You can visualize this energy if you would like to as a light, a color. Healing. Bring the shining glow of any kind of color over the crown of your head. Feel it starting to travel down into your body from the top of your head, slowly going down into your face and neck. Traveling down into your shoulders, all the way down into the arms, flowing into every fingertip. Feel the healing energy and light going down into your chest, throughout the abdomen and all the way down to your hips. Feeling it continue into your legs, right to your toes. Your whole body now filled with healing light and energy. Allow that healing energy to completely fill any physical area that maybe needs a little extra love today. Any areas that we're taking care of or healing. Feel it warming, healing, and expanding through that area. Creating space and relaxation. Allow this healing energy to bring a sense of peace and healing to any difficult emotions that may arise during our practice. Bring your awareness to any intentions that you might have, any desires. Hold the thoughts of those intentions or desires and allow the healing energy to bring those intentions into reality. Feeling your connection to that energy that is always within you. All connected. Staying here with this feeling of peace and healing for a few more breaths. May the sun bring you new energy by day. May the moon softly restore you by night. Especially tonight, I believe it's a full moon. May the rain wash away your worries, and may the breeze blow new energy into your being. May you walk gently throughout this world and know the beauty all the days of your life. Take your time. If you're in legs up a wall, we'll bend our knees first, find a few breaths there, and roll over onto one side to come off our bolsters. And start to awaken our fingers, our toes. Take your time. Whenever you're ready, you can have a nice big stretch, rolling onto one side, feeling a breath or two there, and then making our way to a nice, easy seated position. You can sit on your bolster, you can sit on your mat, whatever works for you. We'll have a big, juicy breath up. Inhale, and give yourself a nice hug today. Feel your upper back. We brought a lot of love there today as well to our legs. Bring our hands to our hearts. If it feels nice, we can dive towards the earth. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste, everybody. Enjoy your Wednesday. I'll see you next week.
And were we going to mention lunch?
Oh, yes. So, and ladies at home, if you want to, we're going to have lunch next week. We'll just go downstairs to Tempo and have our lunch. They've got the buffet. We get the discount. Yeah. We get the seniors discount, even if we're not seniors. Yeah. Even me. Yes. Yes. We're getting our discount. I did some negotiating with management. Yes. Come on. Right? Right. That's what I said. And the food, so good. So we're going to do that after practice next week. If you guys want to, we could Zoom lunch too. You could eat at home.
You're the fabulous part of Fab 50, Denise.
Oh, I love you. We're all fabulous. Love you, Jane. Have a good rest of your day. Bye, Brenda. Bye, Pauline.
Bye, ladies.
Ladies, all say bye. Yeah, bye.